Hi, everyone, and welcome to the screencast for Sunday, October 7th. Hope you all had a great weekend. Schedule for the week. We have a fire drill on Tuesday. It looks like we have firefighters in the building too, so we're excited about that. We also have a PTA meeting on Tuesday starting at 6:30, so if you signed up for that, make sure that you're aware of that. Looking ahead, we have our readathon rally on Friday at 2 o'clock and a PTA family night from 6:30 to 8. So we also have our coin collection this week, so remind your students about that and show those videos for the nickels, dimes, quarters, and pennies, starting off with pennies on Monday. So some exciting things coming up. Hey, a little bit more about the readathon. Thank you, Jen, for making the coin collection videos, so make sure that you are showing those each day. Our assembly is on Friday. Remember that it can, for our celebration on Friday, it can be by grade level or through your hallway. On the next slide, you'll see that there is a little spreadsheet. If you could put in what your grade is doing, I would appreciate it, the time that you're going to do it, and what your plan is. So last year it was by hallways. This year, if you want to do it as a hallway, that's great, or individually by grades, but just give me a little heads up about how that's going to work in case we're asked questions. And I know you will, but please support and encourage our readathon. It's our one big fundraiser for the year. District attendance campaign. One of our goals this year is to increase our overall attendance throughout the school year, and it's also a goal throughout the district. There's some messages you can see down there. One of the key ones is, as we all know, missing only 5% of school days can impact student learning. Students with poor attendance are less likely to read at grade level in third grade, and so on. So we are going to be focusing on that as a building too. So be aware of that. So right now, you probably have heard the attendance that we're trying to do each day to encourage attendance. And from talking with Leanne Doherty, a lot of staff are really encouraging students to be there each day and checking in if they're not. Last week, we had an attendance rate of 97%, and that's about the same for the school year. So that's something that we're going to try to keep putting focus on. Also, with conferences coming up, please know that I'm going to ask you to review attendance during conferences. I'll come up with some kind of forum to make it really simple. You're just going to share during conferences how many days students have missed, just to make sure that they're aware of that. So just be aware of that, and I'll definitely be sharing more of that as we get going here. Hey, a little information about targeted services. We tried to do targeted services last year, but we didn't. We weren't able to pull it off because we need people that are willing to do that. So just want to give you a little heads up on that. The way it works this year, it will be 2 days a week, 6-week sessions. What we're looking for is a coordinator and 2 teachers that would be interested in doing that. Coordinator has to have a teacher's license. And it really is similar to summer school, where there are units that are already created, focuses on engagement. And why are we doing this? We're doing this because we want to support our students that could use a little bit more of a boost. And this is one way to do that. If you're interested in being part of this, come see me. I'd love to get it going. Whichever grades are interested, teachers are interested in being part of that, that would probably mean that we can focus on the students in your grades. So let me know if you're interested. A couple other things, here's some more information on it. Our coordinator, the first session of the year, you are paid $1,000, and each session after that, if we do more than that, is $500 per session. Coordinator gets a bit more because there is more work getting it all set up. So it would be after school. We would have a bus that comes to pick up students, and it's something that we were lacking last year. So let me know if you're interested or want to hear more information. Literacy walkthrough visits. This is something that we did last year, and once again, we are going to do that. So a little bit of information on that. Why are we doing this? Big picture, it's how and what we are doing as a building and a district to make sure that we are all on track, and just trying to work a little bit on consistency. It really helps inform our staff development as we move forward. And it helps determine what our needs are. Example from last year, One thing that came through from our walkthrough visits was a need to boost up our classroom libraries, and that's something that we did not only at Westwood but across the district, and that came through the walkthrough visits. So just know that we're going to be doing that again. So a little bit more information about that. When are we doing that? We are going to be doing that on October 24th. We will do it 2 times this year. The second time is not yet scheduled. You can see on the right there who are the people that are involved in that. Also, one of the questions is what are we focusing on when we come in? You can see here, I think you can see here, here are some of the things that we are focusing on, and obviously we aren't going to see all of this in any one room. We understand that. And once again, that's why we're looking at big pictures, what's happening for us. So what do we do with that information? Once we do our literacy walkthrough, teams get together as a group with all the other teams from other schools, and we look at it across the whole district. So it's not an individual thing, it's really looking at trends that are happening across the whole district. So let me know if you have questions on that. Goal is to continue to improve on literacy and to have information so that we can provide staff development and resources to help improve our literacy at our building and across the district. Few other miscellaneous things. Thermometers. I know that information was handed out or shared out to parents about thermometers that they can access and how there's an online capability with that. If you as a teacher or staff person are interested in that, you can get one of those too. Talk to Leanne about that. Also, curriculum and instruction. Sometimes we wonder about what is that looking like across the whole district. I included a link here that talks about our instructional leadership cohorts, what's happening with that. From this, you can see that there's a lot of other information that you can get. I'm not going to go into that, but I just want you to be aware of that in case you want to find out more about that. Finally, for those of us that are living to the south, we have a 35W project, I-35 project that's coming up that's going to affect transportation and getting to school. And so I just want you to be aware of that. That was shared by our community relations. There is going to be a lot of work on 35W in our area, and that's going to impact getting to school and transportation and which way you go. So a few slides here if you're interested in finding out more information about that. It is not yet decided when that's going to start, but just know that we as a district are looking at that and trying to figure out how that impacts buses and transportation and you getting to school. So just be aware of that. Well, that's it. That's all I have. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care, everyone, and have a good night.